Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend her nannies were paid to raise her? Throwaway account because I don't want this linked to my Reddit account. I, 21 male, have a girlfriend named Anna, 21 female, who comes from a very rich family while I came from a middle-class family, and while I did grow up with a lot of privileges, none of them were in the same level as hers. Anna grew up in a home where house staff, nannies and bodyguards were commonplace, and while she's a very nice and down-to-earth person, she always had a very sheltered reality. For example, she's the kind of person who has a savings account, doesn't eat out every day, and regularly donates to charity, but thinks that Apple products are perfect gifts for whenever she doesn't know what to get someone. A few days back we were talking about holidays, and I asked her how she spent Mother's Day, since her mother died when she was a baby and her father never remarried. She just said that the only unusual thing she did on Mother's Day was that she visited her mom's grave in the morning with her father. I got confused by that. Then I asked her how she spent the rest of the day, and she mentioned that growing up she would make cards and give them to the nannies, and they would spend the day playing and eating the sweets she asked her father to order. I just kinda laughed at that point, and she asked me what I was laughing about. Then I told her, you know, the nannies were just doing their jobs, right? She got annoyed and told me that she knew, but they raised and loved, and the least she could do was to give them their due. And that where I think I might be the asshole, after she told me that, I joked, yeah, I bet the fat paycheck certainly helped them to love you. Because when I said that, she got quiet, grabbed her things and left. Since then she's been cold towards me and told me she's rethinking our relationship, but I really think she's overreacting. What do you guys think? Am I the asshole? Edit. So, after I posted my post and saw how it blew up with everyone ripping me into a new one, I was still skeptical, but then after I read some comments doing a breakdown of my post and pointing out how bad was the shit I said, I started to think that maybe I was in the wrong. Then I started receiving messages from many actual incels saying that they agree with me. After those messages I saw that, yeah, I'm an asshole. I went and apologized to my girlfriend. Told her I was being an ignorant, spiteful, malicious dumbass, quoted some of you guys lol, and that I want her to know that what I said was bullshit, and that even if she never forgave, she should know that I was just being a jerk for the heck of it and she did nothing wrong. She told me she knew that I was speaking out of my ass and forgave for what I said, but decided to dump me anyway. If things go well, we'll still be friends, if not at the least we're parting ways amicably. She'll be fine, said she'll go and spend time with her father back at home for a while. I decided to stay single until I sorted out my own issues, and that's it. Believe it or not, but I read every single reply and saw how wrong I was about nannies and by default all care workers. I won't justify what I said because I think it would be a cheap attempt to erase that I was a grader cunt, but I will apologize anyway. Sorry for being an ignorant, dismissive, dehumanizing, classistic jerk who dismissed the emotional aspect of these type of jobs. No one has to forgive, but I want to apologize anyway. Well, thank you all for input and insults, I very much needed them.
You are the asshole, as a nanny. Wow. You're not just an asshole, you're nasty. The paycheck pays my bills, it doesn't make me love my charges any more or less. You literally told your girlfriend people were paid to love her. You owe her the biggest apology and months of begging for forgiveness.
You are the asshole. How heartless can you be? Here's how it sounds. Haha, you're so stupid you think they'd love you. You motherless child, only thing to love about you is your money. As someone who has worked in the childcare sector, including being a nanny, unless you're pretty cold you can't help but love and care about the kids we take care of. You need to love what you do to be good at it. Really glad she's rethinking her relationship with you. You seem mean. Edit. Incel's the great unifier of men who don't want to be that gapping of an ah. You are the asshole. A huge ah. She lost her mother when she was a baby and was raised by nannies from this young age. I imagine she's very attached to them, much like family, and I would guess they love her too. I honestly can't understand why this would bother you to the point where you felt the need to tear her down. It's probably because you're generally a judgmental ah. Who cares if she gifts Apple products? Apparently, you do. Are you jealous? Your comments were cruel. You owe her an enormous apology, and would be lucky if she decided to accept it.
You are the asshole. I asked her how she spent Mother's Day, since her mother died when she was a baby and her father never remarried. Why would you ask somebody whose mother died when they were a baby how they spend Mother's Day? This can't be real. Nobody could be that much of an insensitive asshole.
You are the asshole. That was a very cruel thing to say. Firstly, you don't become a nanny for the fat paycheck, you do it because you genuinely care about children. Secondly, your girlfriend just told you a precious memory from her childhood, involving her dead mother, and you laughed at her. It sounds as though you have some lingering issues with the disparity between your economic backgrounds. You should reconsider whether you're mature enough for this relationship.
You are the asshole. Just because you can't imagine having any affection for someone that you work with doesn't mean that is impossible for everyone. Nannies can love. Don't gatekeep the feelings of the caretakers who were filling an important role formerly occupied by your girlfriend's dead mother.
You are the asshole. You're essentially telling her she was never loved in her childhood. She was pretty close to those nannies, and I think just about every nanny will tell you it's possible to love the child you're paid to care for. I bet the nannies are the reason your girlfriend is pretty down to earth. You are the asshole. I had two parents who worked a lot, and I was raised by my babysitter and her husband. They are like my parents. Her mother's ring included my birthstone, and he walked me down the aisle when I got married. He's now suffering from dementia and can't remember my name. But when he talks to people he can remember that he has two children, their son and I. Family isn't always who you're born to. You're a total asshole for making fun of her relationships.
There was zero reason to say that. It feels like you want her to feel bad just because she had privileges you didn't. You are the asshole. You are the asshole, even before the point you thought you were. Her nannies probably did love her. I love some of my colleagues, and I've loved, in a platonic sense, people I've been paid to help. Unless they're asking for your girlfriend to bear some enormous burden that's ordinarily a family-only job, there's no possible good that can come out of reminding someone that their mother figures were getting paid, and suggesting that's the only reason why they acted like they cared. So you're likely wrong, and you're definitely cruel. Gross.
You are the asshole. She was not only humane and kind to the people that raised her, but she didn't spend the whole, one day out of the year being painfully reminded of her mother. She was surrounded with love and care, and it doesn't hurt to appreciate them for it. People love what they do and get paid. It doesn't negate their actions. You sound blinded by how privileged she is financially. You're forgetting a major area where she isn't.
You are the asshole. Your title doesn't even match the post and the crux of the matter at all. You basically told her that while she felt that they loved her and she wanted to show them affection on an important day, you said that they didn't. You have no right or reason to make her retroactively question her entire childhood. My niece was a nanny and she absolutely loved the children in her care. I definitely hope she's rethinking this relationship, because what she's got to be thinking right now is what a terrible person you are to try to bring her down like that.
How exactly would you expect her to spend the rest of Mother's Day beyond visiting the grave? Why were you pressing her on this? Have you never become close to a coworker?
You are the asshole. The nannies may have been compensated, but that doesn't mean they didn't have a bond with her that was important to them both. She could in turn say that your mother only raised you because your dad knocked her up.
You are the asshole. Just because they were paid doesn't mean that there was no bond between the child and nanny. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Obviously you are one of those awesome people who just value money. I hope your girlfriend finds someone who sees people as people.
She always had a very sheltered reality. For example, she's the kind of person who has a savings account, doesn't eat out every day, and regularly donates to charity, but thinks that Apple products are perfect gifts for whenever she doesn't know what to get someone. That's not a sheltered reality. You are the asshole, and also really entitled. Stop being jealous that she has her life together more than you do.
You are the asshole. Just because nannies are paid does not mean they don't love the child in their charge, especially a child as kind and appreciate as your girlfriend was. You basically told your girlfriend that someone could only love her for money. No wonder she's questioning the relationship. The nannies were probably the only concept of mother she had. Saying they never really loved you is probably soul-crushing.
You are the asshole. Just because you are paid to do a job, it doesn't mean you can't become attached to your employer. Not only that, but the insinuation of saying that, is that people would have to be paid to love her. Not nice. You are the asshole. You said her mother figures were bought. You are the asshole. What you said to her was really cruel and uncalled for. It makes you sound bitter, that she's all around great person even with her privileged life.
You are the asshole. The nannies may have been doing their job, but this doesn't undermine the relationship she has with them. Some nannies may be in only for the paycheck. Some nannies do it because they like to care for children while still require money to support themselves. You don't know which it is and you have no right to assume. Just because you get paid for a job doesn't mean you don't care. You just insulted the person who raised and cared for your girlfriend all her life. You owe her an apology.
You are the asshole. What was the point of your comment? It was rude and unnecessary. Nannies do get attached to the children. It might be hard for you to imagine, but some people do care about their jobs and the people it involves. Your girlfriend gave recognition to the women who raised her. I bet they really appreciated her acknowledgement for their efforts.
You are the asshole. I can't even really imagine a scenario in which you'd think that would be an acceptable thing to say to someone. I'm genuinely appalled. I don't say this all that lightly, but I hope she breaks up with you because that is one of the cruelest things I've read. It's pretty obvious you resent the fact that she's rich. I don't really understand why when you make it clear you've never gone hungry or cold. Even then, bitterness and idiotic comments wouldn't be justified, but it would make the tiniest bit more sense. Genuinely just shame on you. I can't believe saying that even occurred to you. You are the asshole and I hope she's smart enough to leave you.
You are the asshole. Your girlfriend sounds like a great person and that was completely uncalled for.
You are the asshole. They were paid to take care of her, not to love her. They loved her for free. That's usually what happens when you're a compassionate person who cares for a child. You naturally love them, maybe even as your own.
You are the asshole. I was raised by nannies until 14 because my parents were too busy working. The nanny I had between 3 to 11 was like a mom to me. I would sit on the kitchen counter and watch her cook. Sometimes she taught me and let me help. She took me to school and picked me up. She rushes my lunch to school when I forgot. When the boys in my class were being mean to me, she was the one who went to talk to the teacher about it. When I really wanted that Hello Kitty blanket, she was the one that bought it for me. And so much more. What you said was so hurtful if she had good, caring nannies like I did. And it probably shows that you know nothing about her relationship with her past nannies.
You are the asshole. Just because the nannies were being paid, doesn't mean that everything they did was because of that. They still could feel love, affection, etc. towards her, regardless.
Wow. You are the asshole, big time. You basically just compared her nannies to heartless, money-grubbing automatons and indicated nothing was sincere about them. I bet you don't feel the need to express respect or appreciation to your waitstaff at restaurants either. I mean, they're only being nice to you for the tip, right?
You are the asshole. Bro. I was a nanny for a number of years and I loved every single one of kids I took care of. It's strange to me that you'd work so hard to invalidate this aspect of her upbringing. Are you sure this is really the issue for you?
You are the asshole. What a nasty thing to say to someone you say you care about. You are the asshole. I have no idea how you couldn't see that. I want to say I have nannied in the past for about a year and I absolutely loved those kids, and if she had long-term nannies that were there watching her grow up, I am sure they felt so much appreciation and love from those memories with her. Her mother died when she was a child. She made the best of what happened and appreciated the people around her who helped to fill that void. You shamed her for her upbringing and made fun of happy memories she had. Your girlfriend sounds generous and kind to do that for them, and you are deaf in awe.
Yes. You are the R. I haven't even stopped to read other comments. Do you realize how insensitive you were to her? Have you ever met a nanny in your life? Most of these young women adore the children they are taking care of. Do you see more nannies in affluent households? Yes. Does that change that they care? No. On top of that issue, you never stopped to think of how sad it must made your girlfriend to not have a mom to make Mother's Day cards for. Sure, her mother passed when she was little, but that doesn't change how she must have missed even having a chance to remember her mom. Apologize to your girlfriend, please. You are the asshole.
You are the asshole. You don't seem to like your own girlfriend very much.
You are the asshole. Do you resent the fact that she was raised in an affluent environment? Big, you are the asshole. Your comment was cruel and had no purpose other than to hurt her. You are the asshole. How dare you stomp on a precious memory she had, that included her dead mother. Those nannies do that job because they love children and most of the time view those children like their own. Also info. What did you expect her reaction to be after you said those things to her? Did you expect her to laugh, or did you know what you were going to say was going to upset her? Remember this pearl of wisdom: if you've not got something nice to say, then don't say it.
Not the asshole. Let me explain. Just kidding. Complete and total R.
You are the asshole. I was ready to be on your side, but the more I read, the more I thought, wait a minute, this isn't about wealth or status. She had a nanny or helper or au pair. These jobs are held by people that love the children like their own. Yes, it's a job they get paid, but that doesn't change how they feel about the children they care for. If she was a spoiled brat, she would never have made them cards or wanted to celebrate. Honestly, I was expecting her entitlement to be a whole lot worse. This is normal, and I'm from a just getting by family.
You are the asshole. That was a dick move on your part. You are the asshole they were paid to babysit. They chose to mother. If they didn't truly care about her, they wouldn't still be in contact with her. You are such an R. Do you delight in hurting your girlfriend? Who isn't your girlfriend anymore, I bet.
You are the asshole. What a jerk.
You are the asshole. You sound bitter and jealous, but in case you don't get why you're a cold-hearted asshole, let's remove money from the equation. You 1. Questioned your girlfriend with a dead mother about what they did on Mother's Day. Asshole. 2. Mocked what your girlfriend did. Asshole. 3. Showed no sympathy or emotions to your GF, who you should care about. Asshole. What you did was cruel and heartless. Anna sounds like a lovely and generous person. She's clearly out of your league, and it has nothing to do with money.
You are the asshole. Your envy of her wealth is what made you say that. Her mother died. The nannies were there to help raise her, you absolute dink. I hope you grovel to her. You are the asshole.
Dude, you told your girlfriend who lost her mom that the women that she spent Mother's Day with were paid to do it and didn't genuinely love her. You are literally the worst. You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Nannies love the children they help raise. No amount of money creates love. I worked in daycare, and I promise you that I genuinely loved my children. A nanny has way stronger of a bond than just a daycare worker. My great-grandmother was a nanny, and I hear stories all the time about the family she worked with. My great-grandma died before I was born. She spoke so much about her girl that my grandma passed the stories down to my mom, who passed them to me. Nannies aren't just hired help. They can become family.
You are the asshole. Very rude.